Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for another Small Biz Spotlight.
Yeah, we're going to be diving deep into the world of small businesses here in Oklahoma.
The businesses that make Oklahoma, Oklahoma.
Yeah, those hidden gems.
Exactly. And, we're not just going to list off a bunch of businesses.
Right.
We're going to explore why this is so important for you to understand and why supporting those local businesses can have a ripple effect
Yeah.
beyond your wallet.
It's fascinating how much of Oklahoma's economy rests on small businesses.
Really?
Over 99% of all businesses in the state.
Wow, 99%.
Talk about a powerhouse.
So not just a couple cute shops downtown.
Not at all. And Forbes actually ranked Oklahoma City as one of the least risky cities for small business growth.
Okay.
And that's not just because it's affordable.
So unpack that a little bit. Why Oklahoma City?
Well, affordability is part of it. Operating costs are lower compared to other major cities, but it's also the environment. The city and the state have created a supportive regulatory environment, meaning it's easier for businesses to get off the ground and running.
So they're rolling out the welcome mat.
Exactly, and that makes a huge difference.
Huge difference, yeah. And that's not just about supporting someone's dream, right? That's got real implications for the economy,
Absolutely.
for the state.
Think about it this way. When you buy a cup of coffee from a local cafe or a book from a bookstore, a big portion of that money stays here.
Oh, wow.
In Oklahoma, it goes to paying the employees who live here, buying supplies from other local businesses, and even supporting community initiatives.
So it's like this reinvestment loop?
Precisely. It creates this ripple effect that benefits everyone. It's a much different story when you shop at a large chain where profits often flow out of state.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes total sense. One thing that I noticed when I was kind of going through some of the research was this story about Florence's restaurant
Oh, Florence's
in Oklahoma City.
institution.
Yeah, and it opened back in 1952. That's over 70 years ago. And not only has it survived, it's thriving. It's earned a James Beard American Classic.
It's a testament to the spirit and the resilience of small business owners here.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating is that Florence's is just one piece of a much larger and increasingly diverse puzzle.
Yeah.
We're not just talking about mom and pop shops anymore.
We were looking at the research and just saw such a diverse
Absolutely.
array of businesses, from tech startups to,
Absolutely.
those little brick and mortars.
Even within those categories, there's diversity. So, for example, the artisanal craft stores.
Oh, yeah.
Those aren't your grandma's craft stores. They're
Right.
blending traditional techniques with modern design.
Yeah, creating unique, locally made products.
Exactly. And then you have the tech startup sector
Yeah,
that's adding a whole new dimension to Oklahoma's economy.
that's really cool. And if anyone's wanting to find out more about what's out there, there are resources like Keep It Local OK and the Oklahoma Small Business List.
Yeah, a lot of great resources out there.
Yeah, they kind of showcase the array of businesses that are available.
Absolutely.
But let's be real for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Running a small business isn't always easy.
No, not always.
So what are some of the things that these small businesses are facing?
Well, economic fluctuations are always a concern.
Yeah.
When the economy takes a hit, small businesses often feel it first. And then there's the battle with rising costs.
Right.
Everything from rent to raw materials is getting more expensive, which puts pressure on those profit margins.
Yeah. I imagine competing with these huge chains is a struggle too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They can afford to undercut prices,
Right.
run these massive marketing campaigns that a small business just can't match.
They just don't have the resources for it.
And then there's the whole digital marketing and online sales thing.
Right.
It's constantly evolving and can be really challenging for small businesses to navigate.
Sounds a little overwhelming.
It can be, but, this isn't just about businesses struggling.
Yeah.
It's about the impact on the community.
So if they're facing all those hurdles, what's being done to help them?
Well, that's one of the things that makes Oklahoma's small business scene so unique. There's a real sense of community support, and at the state and local level, there are a lot of initiatives designed to help these businesses thrive.
Oh, wow. So it's not just on the business owner's shoulders to
Not at all.
figure it out.
For example, the Oklahoma Department of Commerce has programs specifically for providing resources and guidance to small businesses.
That's fantastic.
You've got regional economic development organizations and local chambers of commerce that offer mentorship, networking opportunities, and even access to funding.
And I've heard about these teams in cities like Oklahoma City and Tulsa
Yes.
that are dedicated to helping these existing businesses stay and grow.
Yes, those are the business retention and expansion teams, or the BRE teams.
Okay.
And they work directly with businesses to help address their unique challenges.
So it's like having a cheerleader in your corner.
Exactly. And let's not forget about the numerous shop local campaigns encouraging residents to support their local businesses.
Yeah, I think those are great because they really remind people that it's not just about,
Right.
where you shop. It's about investing in your community.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think we've laid a really good foundation here. We've talked about the economic impact, the diversity, the challenges,
Right.
and the support systems that are in place. But I want to get down to the brass tacks. What can our listeners do right now, today, to make a difference?
Well, first and foremost, it's about making that conscious effort to choose local whenever possible.
Yeah, and I don't think that means that you have to completely change your life overnight.
Right. Start small, build those habits over time.
Right.
So before you automatically click add to cart on that massive online retailer, take a moment to see if a local shop offers a similar product. You might be surprised what you find. Oklahoma has this really diverse small business scene that often gets overlooked.
Yeah, I think people get stuck in their routines.
Yeah.
They go to the same big box stores, they go to the same restaurants, and forget about all the gems that are in their backyard.
It's not just about finding alternatives. It's about experiencing something unique. So like Oklahoma's food scene, for example.
Okay.
We're not just talking about greasy diners and barbecue joints.
Oh, come on. You can't talk about Oklahoma without mentioning barbecue.
But there's a lot more.
Yeah.
Our research highlighted this incredible food truck scene.
Look at the food trucks.
In Oklahoma City, you've got gourmet tacos, wood-fired pizzas, those creative fusion dishes.
It's like this culinary adventure on wheels.
Exactly, and it gives up-and-coming chefs a chance to really build a following without having to invest in a brick and mortar.
Oh, that's a great point.
Right off the bat. And for those that prefer a more traditional dining experience, you've got those family-run restaurants and cafes in small towns all over the state.
That's right. Yeah.
Serving up home-style cooking.
It's like stepping back in time.
Comfort food.
Oklahoma hospitality.
Absolutely.
Oh.
But, okay, let's move on to something a little more spirited.
Okay.
Oklahoma's craft beverage scene has really taken off.
Yeah.
Microbreweries and wineries are popping up all over the place.
I love that.
Experimenting with local ingredients, creating unique beers, wines, even spirits.
They're putting us on the map for something other than just oil and gas.
That's right. And speaking of local ingredients, we can't forget about the farmers markets.
Well, farmers markets.
They're the heart and soul of the local food movement. You're getting fresh seasonal produce, often picked that very morning.
Yeah.
Honey-baked goods, all those handcrafted treats.
It's that connection with the people who are growing and producing the food.
Exactly. You can chat with the farmers, learn about their practices, and taste the difference.
Taste the difference, yeah. And it's not just about the food itself. It's about that sense of community.
Absolutely.
That happens at those farmers markets.
It's a gathering place.
Yeah.
Catch up with your neighbors, listen to music, support local businesses.
All at the same time. Okay, so we've covered the food and drink scene, but there's more to Oklahoma than just food and drink.
Right. Let's talk retail therapy.
Okay.
Get those shopping bags ready.
Yeah.
Oklahoma has so many unique boutiques and shops with everything from handcrafted jewelry to clothes with bohemian flair, home decor with Oklahoma charm.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of vintage finds, you got to check out Oklahoma's antique shops.
Oh, the antique shops.
They're like museums of forgotten stories, with furniture art.
And all sorts of knickknacks.
And for all those bookworms out there, we haven't forgotten about you.
Of course not.
Oklahoma has some fantastic independent bookstores.
They curate these collections that rival any big chain.
That's right, and you can get personalized recommendations from passionate booksellers.
Absolutely.
Attend author readings, book signings.
And right next door, you might find a record store keeping the love of music alive.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
It's the perfect antidote to those algorithm-driven playlists.
And speaking of antidote, let's talk about the resurgence we're seeing in craftsmanship. Oklahoma has a rich history of skilled trades. And it's really exciting to see this new generation
Absolutely.
embracing it.
Yeah.
We're talking woodworkers, leather workers.
All those artisans that are pouring their heart and soul into creating beautiful pieces.
Beautiful and functional pieces.
And these are the businesses that are preserving Oklahoma's heritage, passing those skills down through generations.
And we can't forget about the artists. Oklahoma has a pretty great art scene.
It does.
With all the galleries showcasing local painters, sculptors, photographers.
Mixed media artists, you name it.
Yeah, these are the places you can find artwork that speaks to your soul.
Exactly. And as we wrap up this whirlwind tour of Oklahoma businesses, we have to acknowledge those that maybe aren't so flashy,
Yeah.
but are so essential to our everyday lives.
You're talking about those businesses that have been around for decades serving their communities.
Exactly, like the family-owned hardware stores.
Yeah.
Local mechanics, dry cleaners.
The unsung heroes.
Right, they're the fabric of our communities,
Yeah.
places where you can count on friendly faces,
Yeah.
personalized service, and that sense of history.
I've been thinking as we've been talking about all these businesses, they all contribute to Oklahoma's character.
They do.
Like they're all these threads woven together to create something special.
It's a beautiful way to put it, and it's a reminder that when you're supporting a small business, you're supporting a dream, a family, a community,
Yeah.
and the essence of Oklahoma.
Yeah, it really is about preserving that history and that creativity and the hospitality.
And investing in the future,
Yeah.
making sure that these businesses continue to thrive and contribute to the state.
Right.
But, we can get caught up in these heartwarming stories
Yeah.
and those feel-good vibes,
Yeah.
but why should the listener care?
Right. It's not just a warm and fuzzy feeling.
Yeah.
Right. We've talked about the economic benefits, the reinvestment loop the jobs created.
But I think it goes beyond that. It's about forging those connections, strengthening communities, preserving that character.
I love that it's about investing in the people and places that make Oklahoma feel like home.
Knowing the name of the person who roasted your coffee beans or the artist that created the painting on your wall.
Right. It's having those conversations you have when you step into a local shop instead of just clicking add to cart online.
Feeling connected to the product.
Yeah. And it's fighting against that, that homogenization of our world where every town starts to look the same.
It's choosing to support the underdog,
Yeah.
the dreamers, those taking a risk to create something special.
And like we've said, it doesn't take this huge grand gesture to make a difference.
Small, consistent actions can really make that impact.
So as we wrap things up, here's our call to action. If you're feeling inspired by these Oklahoma businesses, head over to the Small Biz Spotlight Facebook page.
Give us a like.
We're going to be sharing more deep dives into local businesses.
We don't want you to miss out.
And tag your favorite local business in the comments.
We're always looking for new, exciting businesses to feature.
So go out there and explore your community. Choose to eat at a local diner instead of that chain restaurant.
Browse the antique shop instead of going to an online marketplace.
Support that family-owned bookstore.
Every dollar you spend is a vote for the kind of world you want to create, a world where small businesses thrive and communities flourish, and Oklahoma shines brightly.
So as you head out into the world, we'll leave you with this. What hidden gems have you discovered in your community? What businesses have captured your heart? Take a moment to appreciate them, support them, and celebrate that spirit that makes Oklahoma so special. Thanks for joining us.